Hi, I'm Dr. Emmeline Howarth. I'm the Programme Leader for Animal Behaviour, and today I'm going to be taking you around the School of Natural Sciences, in particular the Biological Sciences courses that we offer here at the University of Chester. Within the Biological Sciences part of the School of Natural Sciences, we offer a wide range of different courses, including animal behaviour, animal welfare science, zoology, bioveterinary science, biology, marine biology, and forensic biology. So whatever you're interested in, we offer it within the school. We are as flexible as we can be with our programmes, while ensuring that you're getting all the relevant content to make sure that you're an expert in that subject by the time you leave us. You are able to pick topics for assignments. There are some optional modules within some of the programmes, and we also offer optional modules around work placements and experience, as well as you being able to tailor your dissertation to a subject area that is particularly relevant to you. But don't just take my word for it. Come and meet some of the other staff and students from around the department. Follow me. So I'm here with Nicola, who is the Programme Leader for Bioveterinary Science, and Zoe, who is a student on the Bioveterinary Science programme, and we're going to have a little chat. So can you tell me a little bit about assessments on your programmes?
Yes, so assessments across the School of Natural Sciences are all designed to be authentic. So the aim is to give students experiences of what they're actually going to be doing within the workplace. So we might give them a scenario that they're thinking about how they can then meet that scenario when they're answering a particular question. We also assess practical skills, and so that then gives the students the evidence that they need on like their CVs and things to show that they can do those skills. We know that things like presentation skills and communication skills are really important, but they're something that students find quite intimidating and difficult to do. And so we also aim to sort of support students to progress with those throughout their education.
My favourite module throughout my whole bioveterinary science course has been bioveterinary diagnostics, and what really made it stand out for me is the assessment we did, which was a podcast. And I think it provided great insight into not just your basic career roles in bioveterinary science, but also niche interests that you can pursue. So yeah, that was a really interesting and fun assignment, I think.
Yeah, so that's just one of the ways that we're using a different assessment format to give students the confidence in those communication skills as well.
So can you tell me a bit about the teaching within the School of Natural Sciences?
Yes, so we try not to just be talking at students constantly for the whole entire hour session, and we aim to make our sessions really interactive, but also encouraging students to become independent in their learning, because that's part of what university is about, becoming an independent learner as well. So we'll try and give little bits of information and then do activities, and that might be interspersed with interactive online sort of tools. We use polling sort of software to check understanding, but it also allows students to give their responses sort of anonymously as well. So something that's really important linked in with that is to then get feedback back from our students on how they're finding our teaching. So we have student voice reps for all of our programmes, and this allows us to gather that feedback. And Zoe has been a student voice rep for the BioVet programme for a couple of years now, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. It's been a really interesting and engaging experience. It's been great to get feedback informally and formally as well, not just sending out forms to my course mates, but also speaking to them in the lab, speaking to them after lectures. And it's also been a great way to get involved in the biological sciences community and getting insight into just how the things work, especially as a transfer student. It's been a really eye-opening experience.
So could you tell us a little bit about your experience as a student here, including opportunities outside the classroom?
Yes, so in second year of my course, I did the work-based learning module, and the university really helped to provide a lot of career roles that we could go into and a lot of opportunities available. But I still went and chose my own placement for the 5 weeks. So I went to a veterinary clinic in Liverpool for 5 weeks, and it was really interesting. I got to look into the different roles and the different job opportunities that go on within a veterinary clinic, not just veterinary surgeons, but also the nurses, the lab techs, the receptionists. And that was really interesting. And then we had to do the reflective writing piece. And that was a really great overview, and being able to look into and reflect back on the things that I did and how that ties into potential career roles that I want to go into.
So do you think that's helped you develop to what you want to do when you finish university?
Definitely. I started off being really unsure on where I wanted to go, but after my placement and some of the modules that I did this year, my answers become a lot more definitive. So I think I know now what I definitely want to do.
That's great. You'll have to keep in touch so you can come back as a graduate and tell us all about it.
I definitely will, yeah.
Fantastic. So it's not just work placements that we offer, we have a whole range of different experiential learning opportunities. We'll hear from Amika for a bit more about that now.
Our courses are designed to help students see not just the theory of what they're learning, but how to apply it. From level 4, when they come in, we teach them the basics, and then when they get to level 5, we expand a bit on how things work, the processes, and then at level 6, they are looking at application. And so in our lectures, most of our lecturers, somewhere between the lectures, they actually send students to links where they can look at the jobs and how they're developing the skills that would enable them to do those jobs. Some of our assessments are actually on a job. So there is an assessment on one of our modules where students actually have to get a job advert and actually think about how their skill set fits into that job advert. So within our teaching, we get students to already start seeing themselves as professionals. Secondly, we also have the career seminars that happen frequently throughout the term, where we invite external colleagues, those are in the industry, in the different places where we hope our students will go to, have them come over to campus, sometimes in person, sometimes online, and students are able to engage and ask questions. They tell students their stories, really, how they moved from being a student, studying this, and then how they've accessed and progressed in those careers. So there's a lot of support around student career. We also have a career team here at the university that helps students with things like writing CVs, things like applying for placements, and we also have a placement program, a placement module rather, the work-based learning, where students have the opportunity to actually go out to the field for about 5 weeks or so, and actually do some work and gain some skills, and then when they come back, they reflect on what they've done and are assessed based on their reflection, how they're able to see the skills they've picked up in the course of doing their 5-week placements. So there's quite a lot. We actually train our students not just to be ready for work, but to be ready for the world. We provide a range of support for our students. From the way we design our lectures, we ensure that it's inclusive, we ensure that the wide range of students we have are able to access that lecture. So we even record our lectures for students who may not, for one reason or the other, be there, or those who have to go over the lectures again. We have a PAT system, which essentially means personal academic tutors. So every student, once they get enrolled in our programs, they're assigned a lecturer who stays with them throughout the academic journey, helping them through academics primarily, but also through personal issues, career issues. We have academic support through the academic support team. It's called ASK. They can ask questions about assessment, statistics support, and we have support for disabled students in the way we do our assessments. There are considerations. Some of them tell us they have medical issues, and we take account of that. They have what we call IPs, and we think about that in how we design our modules, how we deliver it, our practicals, and it's quite holistic. So when we're dealing with our students and how we support them, we see them as complete human beings, and we think about their mental well-being, their academic well-being, their social well-being. So it's quite holistic here at Chester.
So I'm here with Krista, our head of school in the library, to hear some more about our amazing facilities.
Thanks, Evelyn. So our students will have a range of access to our new laboratories. We have state-of-the-art equipment within them, and they've been recently updated so that they're nice and fresh and new. They'll include things like key microscopes, such as the light microscopes, but we also have access to electron microscopes also in our design and manufacturing suite, where we work alongside our chemistry and chemical engineering colleagues. Our students will access those labs right from the very beginning that they start with us in their undergraduate courses. Students will also have access to our animals. We have animal facilities which primarily include our invertebrate species and our aquatic species, but the students will be able to access the facilities both here in the library, but also our sports facilities where students can really get engaged with those sport activities to help alongside their studies. So our students will also be able to go out into the field and actually put into practice all of their techniques that they're learning in the lab by also accessing places like Chester Zoo. We've also gone on field trips towards Gravesend Farms and also Cogent AI breeding centres. So they really support our students learning both from within the labs, and then they'll go out into the field and actually apply some of that theory and see what happens in the real world. We'll actually also bring things like sperm samples over from those labs to help actually practice in our lab facilities so students get competent at developing those skills, but they'll also get to see what the future careers are possible that are out there for them.
Amazing. It sounds like a really cool bunch of places that we go.
Yeah, really great for the students to see what possible careers are out there for them.
So I'm going to head back over now and hear more from Zoe about the student experience. But first, we'll hear from Rob and Candice about more of the amazing facilities we have here and the green impact that the School of Natural Sciences has here at the University of Chester.
So I think depending on what courses students are doing, some students have lots of interest in, for example, diseases, and often there are biomarkers that they might want to look at and analyse and identify. And to do that, we take lots of different approaches. We might take a biochemical approach and have to use sort of analytical equipment to identify, extract molecules out of cells and look at them individually. We might take a molecular route where we might look at the genes and look for genetic diseases. And students get lots of experience of this in different modules, and we try to build that as they work through their degrees, and hopefully building that confidence to work in laboratory settings and go away and get jobs doing this sort of thing.
There's lots of different ways that the School of Natural Sciences addresses environmental issues and sustainability issues. So for example, in our practical sessions, we try to reduce things like single-use plastics by looking for alternatives. We try to reuse equipment as much as possible, try to reduce our consumables, and actually even in our prac manuals, we track where we do that. So when we have a step in our practical manual where we've tried to do that, we'll put a little symbol next to it so it's clear to the students how we've addressed those sorts of things in our day-to-day practices with the students. We then also think about teaching those sort of ideals and getting that across to students in our modules. So we have particular modules that are based solely around sustainability and conservation issues. In second year, for example, there's one module just on human impacts and technological solutions to that. So we try and embed that in as many modules as we can so students help develop those ideals as well as they're moving up through their degrees. And then in terms of our research students, so students have to fill in certain risk assessments and forms before completing their research. And one section of that is purely about sustainability of their projects. So we get them in the design of their dissertation of their research to think about sustainability. What can they do to make their project more sustainable? Are there any different steps they can take? How sustainable are their projects? And if we deem them to not be sustainable, the students need to adjust their plans so that they become more sustainable. So it's really embedded in everything that we do, from our teaching to our practices to what we're teaching students to do and the ideals that we're hoping they develop moving forward.
So I'm back with Zoe to find out a bit more about student experience. Zoe, can you tell us what you love about the University of Chester?
Specifically when seeing the campus, I love the labs, Westminster for the cookies. The lecture halls are really greatly situated to being able to sit down with your laptop and your notebook. In terms of Chester, this town, I like the big city feel in a small city. So you're not overwhelmed by the noise and the people, and it's just got a great energy.
Sounds fab. So could you tell us about the other things that you've been able to be involved in while you've been at the University of Chester?
So there's lots of societies and sports clubs. Specifically, I was part of the book club, and I did try out for cheerleading, but I decided not to pursue it in the end. I've also really enjoyed just being part of the biological sciences community, getting weekly updates with the BioVet Bulletin as well. That's been really interesting to see every week.
Fantastic. So you mentioned earlier that you're a transfer student. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
So I transferred here to Chester specifically because they had a more in-depth programme when looking at welfare of animals that wasn't in my last university. After I came for a visit, I realised that this is probably the best place that I wanted to be, mainly because of the area of Chester, the historical buildings and the energy of the place. So paired with the course and all the little things that they didn't have in other courses, I think that's what made me choose Chester.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this video tour of the School of Natural Sciences. I hope you've learnt a lot, and if you have any questions, then please feel free to contact us.